Welcome to the chapter 3 of our series on the Indian philosophical traditions. Today we will explore the Carvaka school, a unique and ancient system of the Indian materialistic philosophy. Unlike other schools of India throughout, the Carvaka emphasizes a strictly materialistic worldview, denying concepts like the soul, afterlife, and karma. In this chapter, we will examine the Carvaka's approach to knowledge, known as epistemology, which is based solely on direct perception. We will also look at the Carvaka's views on the metaphysics, rejecting any notion of a world beyond the physical. Finally, we will discuss its stance on ethics and the concept of Mukti or the liberation, which contrasts the sharply with spiritual liberation in the other traditions. So join us as we delve into these schools' radical ideas that prioritize the empirical evidence and present a philosophy focused on here and now. So now, the Carvaka's approach to the knowledge, epistemology. So the Carvaka's school's approach to knowledge is rooted in empirical observation, specifically through the perception. Unlike other Indian philosophical systems that accept the inference, the testimony, and other means as valid sources of the knowledge, Carvaka only considered the direct sensory experience to be reliable. This strict reliance on perception leads Carvaka thinkers to reject any idea that cannot be physically observed or experienced. As a result, metaphysical concepts such as the soul, karma, and even the existence of God are dismissed as unprovable and therefore irrelevant. Okay. So, Carvaka's knowledge gained through direct experience is the only trustworthy guide to the reality. This perspective emphasizes a practical, grounded approach to understanding the world, focusing on what can be perceived and confirmed in the physical realm. Carvaka's epistemology reflects its broader materialistic stance, making it as a radical departure from spiritual and metaphysical pursuits in the Indian thought. So now the views on the metaphysics and the ethics. So in the metaphysics, the Carvaka is firmly materialistic, denying the existence of anything beyond the physical body and mind. Carvaka thinkers argue that consciousness arises purely from the combination of the physical elements like earth, water, fire, and air. This view implies that the self or the soul does not exist as independent, eternal entity, as believed in other Indian philosophies. Consequently, there is no afterlife, no karma, and no cycle of rebirth. Ethically, Carvaka advocates for living a life centered on personal pleasures and fulfillment, as this is considered as the only certainty in a transient existence. Carvaka ethics emphasize that one should enjoy life's pleasures without concern for an afterlife or karmic consciousness, as they view this as construct unsupported by evidence. However, this does not mean living recklessly. Carvaka acknowledges the value of the practical wisdom to avoid harm and maintain the social harmony while pursuing one's happiness also. The concept of Mukti or the liberation. In contrast to the spiritual liberation, moksha, pursued by other Indian philosophical schools, Carvaka's concept of liberation is grounded in freedom from the religious and the superstitious beliefs. Carvaka thinkers view the Mukti as liberation from the constraint of dogma, false hopes of an afterlife, and fear of karmic repercussions. For them, true freedom is living life based on observable facts and the personal experience, unburdened by concerns of rebirth and spiritual attainment. Mukti, in this sense, is not a transcendental or the mystical goal, but an earthly one, living authentically and fearlessly in the present. The Carvaka concept of liberation is a call for individual to reject the speculative ideas and focus on maximizing the quality of their current existence. This unique view on Mukti offers a distinctive perspective on freedom, one that celebrates life as it is rather than seeking fulfillment beyond it. So, at last, in this chapter, we have uncovered the Carvaka's school's materialistic approach to life and knowledge. By emphasizing the perception over belief and dismissing the concept like the soul and karma, Carvaka offers a counterpoint to more spiritual schools of Indian philosophy. The Carvaka view on liberation encourages individuals to live life fully in the present, free from the notion of rebirth and the spiritual afterlife. This materialistic philosophy challenges us to consider the validity of empirical evidence as the foundation of our understanding. So, thank you for joining and stay tuned as we continue our exploration of the Indian philosophy's diverse perspective also.